My name is Eli Tan. I'm 17 years old. I wear glasses I never clean, not that I don't want to, I don't just feel like. I eat lunch in the library, and I know way too much about forgotten Greek poets. I've never been cool, and I don't really care. The library is the only place I've ever truly belonged. The silence, the dust, the old shelves that never ask too many questions. It felt like home, but that day was different. I didn't head to my usual seat, didn't open my physics textbook, didn't sit in my bubble of nobody around energy. I stopped, and I turned left, straight into the romance aisle. I don't know why. Maybe I was tired of memorizing formulas. Maybe loneliness hit different that morning. Or maybe something pulled me, and that's when I saw it. A big, brown, ancient-looking book, covered in dust like it hadn't been touched in decades. No barcode, no cover summary, just 5 faded gold-pressed words on the spine, to the girl I'll never meet. I thought it was dramatic, sad, weird, and then I saw her, on the cover, painted, not photographed. Long black hair cascading down her back like something out of an old oil canvas. Emerald green eyes that stared like they could read mine. Full lips, a softness that made you ache. I didn't know her name. But I already felt like she knew mine, so I took the book, sat by my favorite window, and opened to page 1. The story was like poetry, not the loud kind, not the fireworks and kisses kind. It was slow, melancholic, honest. It didn't scream romance, it whispered it, a voice between the lines. Then halfway through something slipped out, a note, not part of the story, not printed, handwritten, folded twice, pressed gently between the chapters. I opened it. To the boy who reads too fast, I hope you pause for love one day. I hope the world slows down long enough for you to hear your own heart instead of just everyone else. My breath caught. It didn't feel like a quote. It felt like a message to me. I looked around the library. Nobody, just me and rows of forgotten things. I checked the time. I had stayed too long. The library was closing. I slipped the note into my backpack and left. But I didn't sleep much that night. I came back the next day. Same book, same seat, same strange ache in my chest, and just like before, another note. You came back. I was afraid you wouldn't. Most people leave when things get too lovely. I froze. Was someone watching me? Was this a prank, a setup? But deep down, I didn't care. I wanted it to be real, so I kept reading. Not for the story anymore, for her. By the third day, I found a third note tucked beneath the portrait. This one didn't feel like poetry. It felt like an invitation. Tonight, bring me home, open the book under moonlight, somewhere quiet, I want to see you. So I did. I turned off the lights, let the moon pour through my window, opened the book on my desk, and waited. At first, nothing happened, just paper, silence. Then the page started to glow, and she was there, standing in my room, long black hair. Emerald green eyes, same soft, quiet sadness. She whispered, "Hi, Eli." I whispered back, "You're real," she nodded. "Only because you believed." Her name was Elia Marin, and night after night she returned. She didn't know exactly what she was, a memory, a ghost, a dream made of ink and loneliness. All she knew was that I was the first who kept reading, the first who listened, and I was falling in love with her. We talked for hours. About her time, about mine, about old books and new fears, about her fear of silence. And mine, she made me feel seen, not as the nerd, not as the boy who sat alone at lunch, just as Eli, but something wasn't right. There was something in her eyes, a weight, a question she never asked, a truth she never told. So one night I asked, "Elia, how did you die?" She flinched, stepped back, said nothing. And that night she didn't come back. I couldn't breathe. Couldn't eat, couldn't let it go, so I started digging. Online, in old newspapers, in archives, and I found her. Elia Marin, age 17, vanished November 12, 1977. Last seen leaving the public library, wearing a red scarf, carrying a brown book, no witnesses, no suspects, case cold, but I didn't stop. 1 week later, during a library renovation, I slipped behind a broken panel behind the poetry shelf. And there it was, a sealed wooden box. Inside, a journal, her journal, dozens of letters. Most were addressed to someone named K, but the last one, that one was different. He said if I told anyone, he'd make me disappear. But I'm not afraid anymore. If something happens to me, it was Mr. Kessler, the librarian, the one no one suspects. My stomach dropped. Mr. Kessler had retired in 1978, died a year later. No one ever questioned him, until now. I turned everything in. The police reopened the case, and for the first time in over 40 years, Elia Marin was on the front page. That night she returned, but this time she wasn't glowing. She looked human, whole, at peace. She smiled. "You remembered me." Tears burned in my eyes. "I don't want you to go." She stepped closer, closer than ever before, our fingers almost touched. "You gave me what no one else did," she whispered. "Truth and love. Then she handed me one final note. She sits by the window, third row from the left, always reading poetry. Her name is Lena. You two don't know it yet, but your story starts now. And then she was gone. Weeks passed before I returned to the library, and when I did, I saw her. Lena, brown curls, pen behind her ear, scribbling in the margins of a poetry book. She looked like someone I used to dream about. I walked over. Hey, are you Lena? She looked up, smiled softly. You knew Elia, didn't you? We talked. About Elia, about the book. About how some people leave, but still leave something behind. And somehow, as we talked, I didn't feel like I was letting go of Elia. I felt like I was carrying her forward. Now Lena and I sit in the same corner every Friday. We read, we laugh, and sometimes we swear we feel a soft breeze between the pages, like someone's still turning them with us. Her name was Elia Marin. She wasn't the girl I ended up with, but she was the one who showed me what love could feel like, so I'd recognize it when it finally found me for real. Not every love story lasts forever. Some exist just to turn the page.